I would like to thank the outgoing President of the 64th session of the General Assembly, Mr. Ali Abdusalam Treki of Libya, for his tireless efforts in taking forward the work of the General Assembly, and to congratulate Mr. Joseph Dies of Switzerland for his election as President of 65th session of General Assembly. I would also like at this point to fully align my country's positions with those expressed in the statement by the European Union. It is my firm belief that the General Assembly will greatly benefit from arrangements that would allow EU representatives to fulfill their responsibilities in an effective manner at formal meetings. Mr. President, we can all agree that the United Nations is the only global entity which commands universal legitimacy, and it is the organization to which we should all look and actively support in order to provide collective and therefore optimal solutions to the ever-growing array of multifaceted issues that we are confronting. It is a fact that meeting the needs of our peoples increasingly transcends the abilities of individual nation states. This is where the role of the United Nations comes to the fore, and this is why our discussions on the reform and revitalization of this organization are of paramount importance. Climate change is the world's greatest environmental challenge. We all know that it will increasingly affect all aspects of our lives, including peace and security. We need to focus now all our efforts in order to secure a successful outcome from the upcoming summit in Cancun. The Greek government proposes to initiate a new Mediterranean climate change initiative in close collaboration with Mediterranean countries strongly committed to climate and energy security. A formal launch of the initiative is planned on 22nd of October 2010 in Athens, ahead of the Cancun summit. In the same vein, the central theme of Greece's chairmanship in office of the Black Sea Economic Cooperation is the Black Sea turns green. The recent global economic and financial crisis has left few countries unaffected, Greece having been no exception, even though the tough and radical reform agenda we are implementing brings the country steadily back on its feet. Efforts towards a more efficient and concrete global financial regulatory framework are necessary. In this regard, I would like to welcome the results of the high-level meeting on the Millennium Development Goals and to commend the UN Secretary General for his timely initiative. Greece continues to support all efforts for an effective and efficient Human Rights Council with enhanced status, mandate, structures and membership. In this framework, Greece will actively defend the relevance of the Human Rights Council through its candidacy for the years 2012 to 2015. The promotion of effective interaction and coordination between the United Nations and regional organizations must be one of our key priorities. We consider the upcoming 2010 OSCE summit as a major milestone in the European security dialogue, the well-known Corfu process launched by the Greek OSCE chairmanship in 2009. Mr. President, Greece has made a commitment especially to our region and to its people. A key factor for bringing stability and development in our region is good neighborliness, a fundamental principle which, together with the other principles included in the Charter of the United Nations, constitutes the cornerstone of contemporary international legal order. The Balkans, our immediate neighborhood, is still a sensitive area stability-wise. The dust from the dissolution of Yugoslavia has not settled yet. Greece's vision for the Balkans is one of a region in which democracy finally becomes the norm, where citizens' aspirations can finally be realized through peaceful and democratic practices, where the rights of minorities are respected, where governments are accountable, economies are transparent, and politics allow for the fullest participation of all elements of society. In order to breathe new life into the prospect of the integration of the Balkans in the European Union, Greece has put forward a new initiative, the so-called Agenda 2014. There are still open wounds in our region, Kosovo being the most pressing one, and we must make sure that this time the European Union will be present and with a strong voice. The European prospect of our entire region can boost the political process which is about to begin on Kosovo. At the same time, we need to keep an open and clear path for Serbia to begin accession negotiations with the European Union. Another open issue in the Balkans revolves around the name of the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. This is not a bilateral pedantic dispute about historical symbols, as some may try to portray it, but a regional question with deep historical roots related to good neighborliness. A compromise on the name issue is needed. Greece has already done its part. A fair and lasting solution can only be based on a name with a geographic qualifier to be used for all purposes, erga omnes. And let me explain why. Macedonia is a large geographic region, most of which lies in Greece. A small part is in the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia and a smaller part in Bulgaria. The part cannot represent the whole, and the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia's exclusive claims to the name Macedonia cannot be allowed to fuel nationalism. Any solution must be universally implemented, because otherwise today's situation will simply be perpetuated. We have intensified our efforts to reach a settlement in the context of the established UN negotiating process led by Mr. Nimitz. I chose the General Assembly, which is the natural forum to solve international disputes, to declare once again Greece's readiness to reach a solution even tomorrow, and call upon Prime Minister Gruevski to display leadership and become our partner for progress. Progress that will result in a bright and prosperous future of our neighbors in the European Union, a future we wish to see become reality soon. Greece is extending a hand of friendship and cooperation. The time has come for our neighbors to take this hand. Mr. President, the Arab-Israeli conflict is again at a turning point. The resumption of the direct talks was a significant achievement, but just the beginning. Our number one priority now is to sustain this dialogue and make it bear fruits. Both sides have an obligation to show respect for this fragile diplomatic process. Actions that threaten its very existence, like Israeli settlement construction, must be avoided for the negotiations not to turn into one more exercise in futility. I would like to thank the Secretary General and all those who labor with him towards a just solution in Cyprus. A solution based on UN resolutions for a bizonal, bicommunal federation with one international personality, one citizenship and one sovereignty. A solution in full conformity with the acquis communautaire. Cyprus is a tragic example of where our shared sense of justice, our shared code of values has gone astray. Cyprus is the victim of military invasion and remains occupied by foreign troops. This is the truth, this is reality, and it must end. We need to go beyond this situation. It will take courage from everyone involved. It is a matter of political will, resolution and determination, such as that displayed by President Christofias. I extend my appeal to the Turkish Cypriots. We want you near us in our wider European family. Participation of a reunited Cyprus in the European Union means that every Cypriot enjoys safety, equality under the law, protection of their human rights, appropriate representation, and the security under a European roof. And let me be clear, in the modern European environment, relics of the past, such as guarantor powers, seem and sound anachronistic and completely out of touch. Turkey can prove its commitment to a lasting solution of the Cyprus issue by withdrawing its occupation forces from the island, thus boosting both the negotiation process and its own European perspective. Mr. President, Greek-Turkish relations are an important parameter for the stability of the region. Burdened by a heavy historical past, it is not an easy task to change the course and turn a long-standing rivalry into good neighborliness, free of the threat of the use of force or unfounded territorial claims. Respect for international law is the sole basis for a healthy and peaceful relationship between our two countries. We have opened a dialogue, one that is honest, and although we may and do differ on many issues, this open approach can only lead to a progressive resolution of our problems. The Turkish leadership and the people of Turkey know we are honest in what we say and in our desire for a new and peaceful relation. I strongly believe our mutual interests can outweigh our political differences. We can and must resolve these differences through peaceful means, and the possible way to go is the International Court of Justice. I do not want to give the false impression that all our problems have suddenly been resolved. It is most distressing that a variety of statements and acts still undermine this very genuine and difficult effort. The long-standing threat of war, the casus belli against my country, is unacceptable and has no place in our European and global family of values and principles. And there are those who certainly may wish that our efforts fail. But it is our historical duty to overcome these difficulties and maintain the momentum in response to our people's mandate and desire for peace. Mr. President, we look forward to the day when Belgrade and Pristina will be an easy bus ride away, when Jerusalem and Damascus, Athens and Ankara, and of course the two parts of divided Nicosia will no longer be separated by fear and suspicion, but be joined in peace. These were the words used and the vision expressed by George Papandreou, today's Prime Minister of Greece, in his very first address to the UN General Assembly as Greek Foreign Minister back in 1999. May I repeat these words and vision in my first address to this body in the same capacity. A wish and vision that I think we all share. Thank you very much.